Hi, today we are going to learn how to create quizzes on your site. The CM Quiz Manager plugin allows you to add quiz knowledge tests with multimedia content and multiple answers anywhere on your site. Before we create our first quiz, let's start with configuring the plugin settings. To do this, navigate to CM Quiz Manager Pro Settings. First tab is General. The options are: define the default percentage of correct answers which should be given to pass the quiz. This setting can be changed per quiz. Define the maximum amount of attempts the user can have to pass the quiz. This setting can be changed per quiz. Define the default amount of questions inside a quiz. Questions will be randomly selected from available in a quiz. This setting can be changed per quiz. To disable the limit of questions per quiz, set 0. Define the type of score to show in the progress report. You can choose between maximum, minimum or average. The option Show one question per page lets you define if questions should be displayed one per page or all questions on the same page. If enabled, the user can navigate between questions using the buttons Next Question and Previous Question. And in this case, one more button appears in the quiz, Mark Question. The user can mark questions and skip them and easily get back to the marked questions, choosing them in the drop-down list Marked Questions. Enabling the option Allow multiple quiz attempts to user lets user attempt the same quiz multiple times. Disable it if you want to limit the amount of attempts to one time. Enable the options Show Score after submission and Show Results after submission to display the score and the table with correct answers to the user after the quiz is completed. Enabling the option Use Priority Auto Increment for new questions will automatically give higher priority to new questions. This option is useful when you limit the amount of questions per quiz and they are chosen randomly from the list. Enabling the next option allows anonymous users to pass quizzes. This requires the cookies to be enabled on the user side. The option Include Child Questions in Parent category allows grouping questions. If enabled, all questions from the children quizzes will be included to their parent quizzes. Next option requires the user to input information after passing the quiz. This option requires to be installed and activated the plugin CM after registration fields. Learn more about how it works in our another video. Enabling the option Adding Pause button for questions timer will let users to stop the timer using the relevant button. The timer will be displayed only for quizzes that have a timer. This option can be useful in case if you want your users to have some practice before the real test. The option Show Answer button for each question in quiz. If enabled, the button Show Answer will appear in quizzes, so users can check the correct answers. When the user clicks this button, he is not able to choose or change the answer for this question anymore. This option can also be useful for your users to have some practice before the real test. And finally, the option Include Question Description in the summary table. If enabled, the detailed question description will be displayed under the question in the summary table. Next Settings tab is Notifications. It has two notification types, for admin and for user. Both notifications have three identical options: Enable Notification, Email Subject and Email Body Template, which you can edit. Options for editing templates accept placeholders, which you can see on the screen. The admin notification has one more option: Emails to Notify. Set here additional emails which will receive the email notification. You can add multiple emails by separating them with a comma. User notification is not sent automatically. The user should decide on his own if it's needed to him. If the option Enable User Notification is turned on, an option for sending email notification will appear for the user under the quiz result. The field Send Result to My Mailbox will automatically contain user's email if the user is logged in. The user can use this email or change it, then click the button Send to get the results on the email. Last tab is Labels. Here you can change most of the text that the plugin displays on the front end of your website. Some labels accept the placeholders: %d for displaying the amount of attempts and %s for displaying the score. And two labels can use the same placeholder twice. It is possible to invert the order of the placeholders by slightly changing them. For example, in the label Passing Score for this quiz is %s and You've scored %s, first placeholder shows the required percentage to pass the quiz, and the second one is user's result. So, for example, if the user has scored 50% on a test, he will see the following message: Passing score for this quiz is 100% and you've scored 50%. But if we want to change the text, for example, to "you've scored %s out of %s", it will result in "you've scored 100% out of 50%", and it has no sense. In this case, we need to change the order of what placeholders show. We need to add the order number and the dollar symbol between characters % and s. This will result into "you've scored 50% out of 100%", which is logical now. Changing the display order for the placeholder %d works the same. When you finish changing plugin settings, click the button Save Changes at the bottom of the page. Now it's time to create a quiz. To do this, navigate to CM Quiz Manager Pro Quizzes. Here you can see the form for creating a quiz. Here we can do the following: add a quiz name, add a slug or keep this field empty and it will be generated automatically. Optionally, we can choose a parent quiz. Add a quiz description. By default, it is for internal usage only, but some themes can show it on the front end. Define the percentage of correct answers to pass the quiz. This field overrides the default value in plugin settings. Define the maximum number of attempts to pass the quiz. If the user reaches the limit, he will not be able to see the quiz anymore. Setting up here the value 0 means that users can try to pass the quiz any amount of times. Define the amount of questions in the quiz. If the quiz holds more questions than this value, the questions will be randomly chosen from the available list. Setting up here the value 0 means that all questions assigned to this quiz will be shown to the user. And last option is Quiz Timer. Select the time allotted for completing the quiz. To disable the timer, set 0. When the timer stops, the user is not able to scroll or click anything in the quiz. A pop-up window appears with a message and the button Continue that user have to click to finish the quiz and see the result. When all needed fields are filled, click the button Add New Quiz below the form. You can see all created quizzes in the table. Here you can edit or delete each quiz using relevant buttons. And in the column Questions, we can see the amount of questions that are assigned to this quiz. Currently it shows 0 as we haven't created any questions for this quiz yet. So let's create some. To create questions, navigate to CM Quiz Manager Pro Questions. Click the button Add Question at the top. You will see a form for creating a question. Here you need to do the following: add the title that represents the question. Add detailed description of the question. It can contain rich formatting such as images, links and HTML. Next, manage answers in the Answers panel. Every question needs at least one answer and you need to mark one or multiple answers as the correct ones. If you choose multiple correct answers, the user should select all of them in order to count the question as answered correctly. You can add an answer explanation that can contain text and image. It will be displayed in the results table to give the user more information about the correct answer. This field also accepts HTML. Define the questions order in the quiz. The way how the questions will be ordered in the quiz on the front end depends on this value. Define the questions priority. It is useful when you limit the amount of questions per quiz and the questions are displayed randomly. Assign this question to quizzes. It is possible to assign one question to multiple quizzes. Then click the button Publish to create a question. The same way we can create any number of questions, so we add a few more questions. When questions are created, you can see them in the table on the Questions page. Here you can manage all your questions. You can commit bulk actions to questions, edit or delete, and filter questions by dates. You can order questions by a few parameters. You can search questions by text, and you can edit or delete each question by hovering on it. Now when the quiz with questions is created, we need to place it on some page. To display a quiz on a page, we use the shortcode CM quiz with the parameter ID. The ID parameter accepts either the quiz slug or its ID. So our shortcode will look like in the example on the screen. Let's create a page and place the shortcode there. Then click the button Publish. Now it's time to see how it works on the front end. On the first step, the user needs to answer the questions and then click the button Submit. On the second step, the user can see the results to get to know if he passed the quiz or not. The user can see there a table with questions and compare his answers with the correct ones. And below it is displayed a graph with correct and incorrect answers. and at the very bottom the user can click the button to receive these results on the specified email. The plugin allows monitoring quiz results for your audience. To do this, navigate to CM Quiz Manager Pro Progress Report. From the top bar you can group results by user or quiz, show the report for a specific quiz, show the report for a specific user, and show the report filtered by quiz results. To apply chosen filters, click the button Show Report. When you group results by quiz, you can see general information about the results for certain quiz. If you want to see detailed information about progress of each user, you need to group results by user. To see detailed information, you need to click the button See Summary for needed quiz. And there will be a table with all user attempts. You can also delete progress report or export it to a CSV file. You can find two relevant buttons for these actions at the top right of the table. Following instructions found in the plugin and guides, you should be able to create quizzes and display them on your WordPress site. Thanks for watching the video.